The truth is that you either are here to enlighten or discourage.
The powerful and sadistic of this world have duped humanity. They have perverted science to hide the true shape of the earth, perverted religion to possess and misguide the masses. They have sold a prepackaged sack of lies deemed history, corrupted the secret orders intending to be custodians of light, destroyed the ways of the old world, buried the traditions, led inquisitions against purity and truth, indoctrinated the minds of youth by manipulating the educational system, poisoned the earth, poisoned the food, poisoned the sky, poisoned the water supply. Why? 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 Why do they continue to do this? What lunacy, what insanity, what psychopathic drive do they have? What indeed is their endgame? Existence, at least as far as the drama of mankind is solely concerned, retains its chief functionality as the place where the essence of the Creator is continually regenerated into material form, expressly to undergo the process of karmic amendment. This karmic amendment ultimately leads to a reunification with the Creator, and it is this process that those intoxicated with power are gunning for control of. And we, the people of this earth, cannot allow this to happen any longer. There is only one solution to our ills and our problems. There is only one remedy to our collective maladies. There is only one way out of this mess that we have found ourselves in, and that is to employ and utilize the all-powerful, all-embracing force of the Great Spirit. Unity. Now, does this mean that everyone is to get together and hold hands and sing Kumbaya, my lord? No, of course not. Individuality is celebrated within the grand universal artistic project, and voluntary separation or segregation socially, religiously, culturally is not necessarily something to be frowned upon. Unity does not in any way, shape, or form require any unwanted assimilation of ideas, beliefs, or peoples to be thrust upon the unwilling. Being solitary does not necessarily disavow unity. It simply can mean a separate but individual aspect of a greater whole. Unity is the most powerful force in the universe.
There was that ant that stood up to me.
Yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss, they're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
How about this?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
If mankind is to overcome the ordeal we have found ourselves, continually immersed in a cascade of lies and corruption, then we must be willing to act in unity, live in harmony with Mother Nature, respect and obey natural law, coexist regardless of our differences, take responsibility for ourselves, and uphold the highest of moral standards. In fact, we the people of this earth must create a new world order.
What the hell did you just say?
Now, let's be clear here. The New World Order that I'm speaking about isn't the one we know these jackwagons are dreaming up. No thank you. There is only one world order that mankind must abide by, and that is the laws and orders put forth by Mother Nature herself. The laws of Mother Nature are, in fact, the authored laws of God, and these immutable laws written into the fabric of existence are the only laws that man must abide by. The great esotericist Manly Palmer Hall describes the importance of these laws as recognized throughout history. If we assume what ancient wisdom assumed, what the Hindus knew and the Chinese knew and the Greeks and Egyptians 5,000 years ago were well aware of and have given us good record of their awareness, then when we say that when man disobeys the gods, it does not mean that he goes against the words of some godling on a throne. Disobedience to the word of God or the will of God always means the breaking of natural law. That is what it has meant and will always mean. Therefore, an offense against natural law is an offense against God. The ancients were fully aware of this, that the laws of nature are the outflowing expressions of the will of the Creator. This was the belief of Pythagoras. This was the belief of Buddha. This is the great moral burden of the Institutes of Manu, that these great laws exist and will be obeyed. It is these natural laws that George H.W. Bush was disparaging when he deemed them the laws of the jungle. In replacement of these God-granted laws will be laws dreamed up by men who consciously decide to subvert the commandments of the Creator. The etymology of the word government has been well established, with govern meaning to control or steer, and ment derived from the Latin meaning mind. Therefore, a direct etymological deconstruction of the word government yields us the term mind control. It is thus no fault of reason or logic to deem the entirety of government to be, by very definition, a psyops, or a psychological operation. There is only one true authoritative force that man must abide by, and that is found within the natural forces that govern this world. This absolute truth has been no secret to countless native and aboriginal tribes across this sacred earth. Man has erringly created an organized pseudo-authority, has granted them powers to enforce laws imagined and manifested out of thin air, and allows this organization to engage in the highest acts of violence to enforce these contrived, unnatural laws. These laws exist nowhere within the wind that blows, the trees that stretch up to the heavens, the animals that roam, the rivers that meander, and the mountains that tower above. Man cannot create laws that do not exist within the natural order. This power he dreams up, and by dreaming it up has created a nightmare in his waking world. When man creates false laws, he does the first injustice to himself and his world by breaking the laws of the Great Spirit. Historically, it is well known that many religious leaders and governments have been harborers of knowledge and light while simultaneously dispersing lies, deception, and darkness to the masses. These acts continue today. It is from these acts, from taking potential beauty and kinetically energizing it negatively, is what directly creates the disharmony, dissonance, and conflict throughout mankind's current earthly challenge and situation. It is a sad and sobering fact that the impish dealers of corruption and deceit have long been at work looking to destroy what is beautiful and sacred, and unfortunately, these agents of malice are flourishing in our world today. The reunification of the peoples of this earth under a redeclaration of our God-given natural rights, independent from all assumed and imagined pseudo-authorities, is the first step in truly healing this earth and allowing our innate and ingrained freedom and divinity to flourish and thrive. In the mystical tradition, it is well understood that the world in which we currently inhabit is one built off of the governing principle of reflection. Man in his elevated consciousness not only has the ability to reflect on the living world, navigating through its space three-dimensionally, but he is also given the gift to reflect contemplatively on that reflection. The symmetry and mirroring of our world gives us indications as to our role here, and even our language expresses these clues quite sublimely. To live is to experience evil. The lower dimension of the earthly, material experience is one steeped in the illusory separation from Source and the all-embracing love and wholeness of the Great Spirit. In the higher, heavenly dimensions, the evils of this world, with those being such things as ignorance, jealousy, hatred, greed, and bigotry, just simply do not exist. These weighty and burdensome egoic trials only exist here on earth, and this fact alone presents man a great insight about the path of his spiritual work and further clarifies his greatest challenge. If you have lived, you have experienced, witnessed, and been privy to the works of the devil. Understanding this allows your purpose, quest, and goal to become crystalline clear. Fully live your life. Destroy the evil in your world. Find the devilish dragon keeping you from your center, and cut its damned head off.